You know what I noticed, y'all? I noticed that the men that neglect their own children, the ones that neglect their own children, the ones that literally raise their children on near to nothing, um, please believe that if a man would neglect his own children, think about what kind of man this would have to be. Somebody that literally sits around and guys, I've been dealing with some of the divine feminines today, which I believe they're men. But let's get on the neglectful fathers. Let's get on them today. I think it would be appropriate because I think that just simply making a child, and then abandoning it, not taking care of it, being more concerned about other people's children online while ignoring your own and neglecting them. We got to talk about this. We got to really, really talk about how the negative effects that it can have on the children. And you know what? You know what? It's crazy because when you confront that demon, when you confront it and you tell it about itself, and then you say, "Hey, you're irrelevant." What it does, because more than likely it's smoking crack cocaine. I swear to God, I was sitting there, and people that smoke crack cocaine, I can't deal with their energy. I really can't. And so, when you hear them go on and on and on and on and on, like it's really crazy. They will go on and on, and it's such that thirsty need to say, "Hey, let's reflect off of me. I need to reflect this inadequacy," and it comes out usually when they smoke crack or either weed. They start to get paranoid. They start to think about how they haven't taken care of their own children, and that's why you see many of them attacking women that have children in social media. It's really sad. And please believe that these men like this, they have a couple of children somewhere, probably several, they are not taken care of. And it's because crack cocaine doesn't actually inspire you. It just inspires you to get more crack cocaine. It does. And I know because my father had a drug addiction, and it's a demon. It's a demon that is attached to that. That particular addiction and lifestyle, your children are going to automatically go through changes. And these men, they feel perfectly confident and okay with not taking care of their kids. In fact, they will constantly poke at spirit until spirit tells them, "Hey, listen, um, if you don't start taking care of those children, there will be no use for you on this planet anymore." I mean, you can deflect onto other people, and so and this is one thing that I want to say to y'all. This is some serious shit, because there are some seriously neglectful fathers out there. They would never be able to get a house for their kids, and they feel inadequate, and it's just hurt. I'm so hurt. I'm not a man. I thought that making a bunch of children would make me one. But then when life started kicking my butt and I realized that I failed at everything, including fatherhood, the only thing left to do is to go online and stalk, and it is creepy. The stalking that these types of men do It's very creepy because they are stalking you because they hate your ass. And like, they'll try to deter you with that love thing. Mm-mm. Mm-mm, mm-mm, mm-mm. No, no. Hey, let me tell y'all something. Be careful with I have had more women, these men that are inadequate, they are on crack, they are in a hoarded out area, they live in a dilapidated community, they haven't purchased anything, they haven't made any money. And the only thing that they can do, and you can tell because they just don't care. And the children, I'm gonna tell you the future of the children. And it's sad because I mean, these types of men, they are so butthurt. I don't got no house. Well, first of all, you need to quit saying I ain't got no. And they think that just because they have a Peter that, and then literally like day by day, by day goes on and on. And these men and the baby mamas of the children that they have made, they are pinching pennies, trying to make ends meet, drawing food stamps from the state. Um, they don't last all month long. So sometimes these men's children don't eat properly. And this is a very serious thing, and it should never be supported. And it's not, if I ever saw a man doing something like that, I just do a death doll on him and just kind of stop responding. You know what I'm saying? That's what I would do. I like doing my little death dolls and stuff. But it's crazy because that whole time, literally there's a starving baby in the basement. A baby starving, not eating. And these men are spiritually very, very messed up. And you know what? I was sitting here watching the movie The Curse. This movie is from 1987. It was a very good year. 87 was a good year. It's called The Curse in 1987. Will Wheaton is in it, okay, and Claude Atkins, okay. Go look at that movie, y'all. It's actually free on YouTube. You know what? I will try. You know what? I can actually link it to you guys because you can actually watch it for free on YouTube. I'm gonna give y'all a homework assignment. The father in that movie reminds me of so many men. It's the narcissist. It's the religious narcissist. It's that devil. It's that devil. Like when you really like after watching this movie, after like I've watched it a few times in the past few years, but after watching this movie again, like the other day, it was like, wow. Like, so I'll give you guys a brief synopsis of the movie real quick. The father okay, so a big asteroid crashes into the earth one night, okay? And it's weird because even if y'all go look at the movie, the asteroid looks like Venus. It's crazy. So they run a farm, okay? And it's a husband, a wife, and um there's two kids. He had a son, and then she had two kids, right? So evidently he married her. He's a religious, very religious man, a really stupid religious man. So what had happened was that it was one night, and I don't think it was right for her to necessarily cheat, but you just never know how long it had been since he had made love to her. And religious men, their penises don't work half the time because because they just feel dirty and they've got demons. And sometimes religious men, they have that problem. It's really sad because their kundalini is being fed off on their eunuchs. Sometimes it's really sad. So anyway, they show in the movie they're laying in bed And she goes to, like, she gets herself all dolled up and goes to, and she's kind of an older lady, you know what I'm saying? But she's still, cute or whatever, pretty. And so he rejects her and says, oh, no, a woman is not supposed to make advances to the man. And she just rolled over. So she gets up in the middle of the night, and it's some kind of worker that he has on the farm. She goes and screws him that night because, like I said, God only knows how long it had been. So they didn't really talk about it in the movie. So as they're having sex, this asteroid crashes into Earth and poisons their farm, right? It poisons the water supply of the farm, of the well, okay? And so, a bunch of stuff happens. Anyway, you can tell that the water is tasting funny. And then also all of his crops, they just getting worms and maggots and stuff. And then his cows got sick. All of his animals got sick. Like, this food was still feeding his family that food. And like, the wife got sick first because she was cooking all the food. And she started getting these pustules and stuff all over her face. It was real sad. Because the little boy in the movie, he just wanted to take care of his mama. You know what I'm saying? This man sat up there and was in such denial and upset because he knew she had cheated. So because she had cheated, he decided to not take the family to get any help. Okay. And he decided also to continue to force, or try to force, everybody to eat that tainted ass food that was on that farm. And so anyway, the wife it's crazy. Like, this movie used to scare the shit out of me when I was a kid, y'all, for real. And so I'm gonna link it to y'all because they actually have it for free on YouTube. It came out in '87. I'll link it to y'all. It is a very, 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 very interesting. And like, I want to give y'all like my little synopsis of it. So anyway, the movie goes on, like it seemed like days and days and days go by, and this woman just gets sicker and sicker and sicker. And she's obviously cursed. She got like a curse or something in her. Like, that's why they actually made a part two. So like, she gets sicker and sicker and starts going crazy. And like, he ties her to instead of taking her somewhere to a priest, he don't even take her to a church. He just stands over her as she gets sicker, spouting Bible verses at her. I said Bible verses at her instead of getting her some help. And like, that's truly when like you should have went to a priest, a pastor, a high priestess, or somebody that could have like gave you some clarity. But instead, he was so stupid and just dumb. Yeah, like, y'all gotta see it. I'm gonna link it to y'all in the chat real quick. And it shows the ignorance of, because she sat up there, man, and like, he could have helped that lady. He could have helped her. He could have, stopped forcing his family to eat that food. So the movie is very symbolic. Let me link it to y'all real quick in the chat. Thought I had it pulled up. Here it is. This movie is really interesting. And so the father in that movie it kind of reminds us kind of symbolically of our religious fathers. Okay. And and so it's really interesting. So I linked it. Men that are like that will kill their children. They'll try to kill other people's children. They are sadistic. Okay. They are sadistic. They have a mental problem. They think that no matter what it is that they're doing, even if it's harmful. So a father has been for a long time in history, fathers would get away with abandoning their children and neglecting them for years until the child support system came up. And see, any man that is afraid of child support, he needs to increase his earning potential, or he needs to stop having sex with women. Okay. That's the reason why, is because it doesn't matter. Even if things didn't cost money, Even if everything was free in this world, you would still be toxic to your children. It wouldn't make a difference because of your energy. Your money is your energy. So a father that doesn't have drug problems and, issues like that, you know what I'm saying? A father like that, he's going to raise his children very differently. And we all know, because many of us did have drug addicts as fathers, and we know how unstable they were. And men are not protected from this reality. And this is why High Priestess Jamila comes and speaks the reality. And the fact that they put people into place to try to continue the neglect, which is why these women end up moving away and changing their phone number. Now, I'm a high priestess. I don't care if you know where I'm at. What you gonna do? You gonna come on over? Oh, okay. Hey, you know what? I think that you might have some issues getting here, baby. So, I'm very different than your average woman, obviously. So I'm able to speak out about this. And, they get mad, but they just, they're pointless. They're weak. Any mammal, Ty, get the door. The food is here. Listen, any mammal, I won't be here too long, guys, because any mammal that doesn't have enough good sense to take care of his kids has it just, and you know what? They have what's called functional drug addicts. You know what I'm saying? To where, they're not going to sit around and say, well, it's okay for me to be a drug addict, and this habit comes first before my children. So that means that the children, they're going to have to go and depend on everybody else because I'm not man enough to support my children. And then I'm going to come to social media and think that I'm going to cover up this fact by calling people ugly. And honestly, it's the truth that I'm speaking, and you guys know that it's irrefutable. You cannot refute anything that I'm saying. That what are you gonna do? You're gonna say, you're gonna throw jokes or something, like what the hell? Like, I would be, and many of us that came from fathers like that, they still don't take us serious. And y'all better be careful, because you'd be surprised at the amount of fathers that covertly hate their daughters. That's why when they was getting on, oh boy, I was all for it, because I said, yeah, he do hate his daughter. He do. That's obvious. It just is the truth, and it don't have nothing to do with that. It has to do with that self-hatred, that inadequate feeling, and then to blame it on the woman is the first thing that they usually do, because they're weak. And no, women shouldn't have children with men like that. But does that mean that those men are going to hold those women up for the rest of their life? Nah. And see, that's why High Priestess Jamila is the brunt of a lot of attacks, negativity from people that I do know how to transmute. And these men are weak because you came from a woman. You can never compete with a woman, not ever, especially when it comes to having power. A woman gave birth to you, unless you were grown in a lab. Now, we can go with that theory as well. Absolutely, with this person. What's up, Crystal Beauty? We can go with it that maybe you was grown in a lab. That's a possibility, because we do have false artificial people out here. We do have that, believe it or not. So because most men are gonna, they're gonna want to maximize their income for their children. And in 5 to 6 years, they're gonna be able to show off a big house. In 5 or 6 years, you talking all that mess and you ain't handling your business, but you ain't showed off no house, and everybody else did and do. But when you a woman, they want to undermine you. They don't want to see you get though. And trust me, I got a couple that are just literally watching my money as if they're ever gonna touch it. And trust me, they want to. They want to touch it. And it's just like, you gonna end up like I said, okay, and see that's just what I said. Some of these people are ignorant as hell. And ignorance is not bliss. Ignorance will get you fucked up when you're dealing with witches. Okay. Ignorance and is bliss is more of a just a general term that, but in reality, it's not in a witch's reality, because we gonna turn that ignorance into hell for you. And it's the reality of it. You're gonna have to accept responsibility, or nobody's gonna respect you, which we already know that nobody does. And that is the reality of it. And more time spent, hours and hours per day. You know what? I could see if you were a parent that was working and you didn't make a lot of money on your job, but for you to literally spend your free time. This is your free time that you have time to do hobbies, to maybe start. You got all that energy to sit around and attack women, but you couldn't start a business and then literally played around. And these men will never be honored and respected, not men like that, and they're upset because the men that you want to honor, they're upset about this. I remember the other day I was doing a video on my favorite singer from Silk, and it was a problem because it's like, they can't. It's a never ending cycle of failure. You know what I'm saying? Like it's just a never ending cycle of failure for these men, and they just don't get it. And I'm gonna tell you why they hate witches, and they are in denial. They are upset. They want to know that they have some resonance of power and control, but they don't. You can't even. Your children have to collect food stamps to eat, buddy. No man, look, I would never shame a woman for being on food stamps. I know why you on food stamps, sis. Trust me, I've had to get them before myself because I didn't come from a bunch of money. Okay. And I didn't have any help back then. Now I'm not, of course I'm not. I would go to jail if I tried to get food stamps now. I make too much fucking money. These men, the mothers of their children, have to go to the welfare line and WIC, and they will come online and say things like tax season, WIC vouchers, and WIC cheese and government milk, and think that they balling out of control, and will literally call other people broke. It's like, are you kidding me? Your baby mama is on welfare and food stamps right now, and your children barely eat a decent meal. And the only thing you can do is grandstand and act like a freaking narcissist and talk crazy and think anybody's going to respect that. It just is, it's insane. How can this happen? Right in front of everybody's eyes, and we not pull out a lynch mob. See, I see why, but see, it ain't necessarily that, because sometimes you do gotta. There was actually a rap group that was called the Lynch Mob. Yeah, government powdered milk and shit. You ain't even a man. You ain't even man enough to encourage your wife or your baby mama to breastfeed your baby. Hold on, y'all. Yeah, you can't, like literally, and then we'll go in social media knowing that they baby mama is doing bad, dirt, dirt, dirt ball bad, because of the sins of the father, and come and say, oh, I gotta find somebody to attack so that I can put all my inadequate energy off on that person. And made $5 literally. Ain't thinking about making no kind of advances. Don't want to listen, don't want to do nothing, don't give a damn. Literally a angel is gonna have to take care of this man's children, a dead person, a person that's been dead. How the hell you gonna fall off so bad? How can you do that as a man? I'm sorry. And then talk shit. Shut up and go sit down and humble yourself on some real shit. Hey son, you see we got some bacon? And I didn't and literally I can show receipts hey, a welfare codependent crackhead man. What do you think that he has? Other crackheads following him, other people that, literally it's and I'm gonna tell y'all something. The crackheads of our generation, not Generation Hex, not our parents, because our parents, they figured out a way. The people our age that was crack smokers and on crack and stuff and crazy and cracked out and all it, literally for you to be able to go on and on and on like that for 30 or 45 minutes, you got to be smoking crack. The people our age, it affected them differently. So to see a crackhead around the age of 44, 43, it's a totally different ball game because that they came from a crackhead and lost their way. And then also, not only that, like crack affected our parents different because they're in a different time zone. So crack actually makes them feel extremely paranoid, which it's not supposed to. Like I don't know if they put an extra ingredient in it because crackheads have become very paranoid. It is unbelievable. It is. And you can also see whose side she on too. We on the side of making sure that these children and these mothers are taken care of. Regardless to her and her crack daddy, that she's working for, crack daddy. Okay. Because we already know what type of person you are. And it's sad. This is not schizophrenia, honey. This is real talk. But that has a lot to do with I can't really reveal it. I'll expose a lot of that as far as like what I'm talking about and why she's responding. I will expose that on Patreon and it'll take me 5 minutes. So that and it'll be for all people that are viewing why she's doing that. And so speaking of which, my own father is a covert narc, and these are facts, and that's all I'm gonna say. So anyway, let's get back to what I was talking about. Let's kind of dissolve back. And I'm actually not going to be here that long because, to be honest with you, I've said and made my point. What's sad is the fake fraud women and some of the witches out here that are helping these men out because their children, okay, their ancestors are vampiric or succubus. They have like succubus spirits, and their spirits feed off of the little brown children that these men don't take care of, and that's why that person is responding. It's a reptilian, but it's not even a reptilian. It's more like a squid or something. So you know, trust me, that person is not a doctor, so she can't diagnose anybody. She barely made it out of middle school. Okay, I think that person has a fifth grade education, so trust me, she can't diagnose anybody with anything. If anything, she's talking about herself because, I don't know why what I'm saying right here would be bothering her. You see what I'm saying? So it's obvious. Again, that's a codependent person who thinks that everything is about her. And it's like, it's about our babies. Okay. Our babies that she's one of the people that attacks. So who's schizophrenic? Who would you think is schizophrenic? A woman and a sexually ambiguous woman who attacks children, or a woman that's a mother? So if we were diagnosing, if that's what we were doing, again, I'm a witch. Okay. So if we were actually diagnosing things right now, it would be her that would have to come up with the diagnosis. Okay. So, it would be from her because and it's just kind of like, good Lord, she wants attention. And both of them, they're all thirsty, very thirsty for attention and validation. Opening up some candy corn, y'all. So that's just what it is when it comes to these men. And she's not going to derail the conversation. So we're going to unhighlight the comment and kind of like, a man that does not take care of his children, but is constantly sitting around talking about a woman and her children is a loser. Nobody cares about their opinion. In fact, they don't really have an opinion. Okay. And I guess I must have triggered somebody when I brought up crack cocaine. So I don't know what that's about. Maybe she thought I was talking about her. Guilty conscious. I didn't say nothing about her smoking no drugs, did I, Most High? Did I say anything about her drug abuse or her being a junkie or anything? I didn't say anything, but somebody else accused her of it. So her paranoia stretched way over here. I don't know what you do and I don't care. So hit dogs always holler. Okay. So anyway, those of you men that are holding your family down, we love you. We respect you. Okay. These men run around here with women like that, run around here trying to, do certain stuff. It's ridiculous. Keep your family held down and keep them safe and secure and away from people's energy like that. In fact, a man that's like that, block him. Don't even talk to a man that's like that. He's going to rub demons off on you. Men like that are very demonic. Next thing you know, you be having a hard time. Okay. And the jealousy is real. Y'all, I got some eucalyptus essential oil and I got some lavender essential oil and some lavender soap for my witchy bath tonight. So I got some of the decor that I wanted. Oh, yeah. Oh, nice. You know what? If that lady did not give me, if she did not give me batteries, I'm going to be mad. Todd, did you find some batteries in that bag? We'll get them tomorrow. I ain't going to be mad. But, oh, this is so cute. I'm glad I got this. It's a skeleton mermaid, y'all. It's so cute. Todd, where's that one thing at? Wait a minute, some stuff that we didn't get. Ty, is there like another bag down there? I gotta go, guys. I gotta go inspect because maybe it was some. Right, he probably didn't bring it up here. Actually, I want to take these bags downstairs. I will see y'all later. I gotta go. I got my stuff in. I'm going to get my altar together. So I will be back a little bit later. Okay. Y'all stay in good spirits in spite of all of that. Okay, everybody just stay in high spirits for real, and it's all good. And if you are somebody that neglected your children, start doing better. But I can tell you that they usually don't. They usually don't. It never happens. And so Nobody has to wait for that to happen to go anywhere in life. It's almost like they want you to wait on them. It's like, I'm not going to wait on you to have something in life. And so a lot of these men that are broke, disenfranchised, a lot of them, they get upset. They get upset. Yes, exactly. Yes. Okay. Okay. Christopher Williams, DC. Yes. Okay. And, instead of them making that change and doing something for their children, they do the same thing day in and day out with no change, with no word, with no nothing. And, and then don't even want another man to come in and take care of the children, just wants them to be totally out there, and then expects for the person to not ever move on. That's just so bizarre. So y'all, I'm gonna put some Patreon only content up on the thing, because I can't really discuss a lot of what I'd like to discuss, as far as, seeing a woman like in that movie The Curse. Y'all make sure y'all watch that movie tonight. And like on some real stuff, like, and it does sometimes make me sad, like when I look at how my father destroyed my mother, and the way they just kind of destroyed each other. And I'm like, ain't no way in hell y'all gonna put none of that off on me. Mm-mm. I'm sorry. So, and that's usually what's happening. And so his children will go through that, and, hopefully they won't have a lot of those challenges, but, that demon of poverty, it hangs out, at the welfare office. And it's supposed to be giving you hope, but it ends up being a trap. So just make sure that y'all ladies stay focused, man, and don't let men like that get you down. If you want to do something, if you want to go somewhere, man, do it. Don't, just because you got kids with him don't mean you can. And you know what? He would actually respect you for it. Some of them will. Some of them will try to hate. And you've got a good support system over here. Y'all know that I notoriously and viciously have all, and I don't have to be vicious no more. Beat all these people, beat all of that, all of the challenges, because what happens is that, yeah, they have demonic attachments, especially if they are on drugs. Crack cocaine is a serious drug. And the people that are on it, it does seriously, it's horrible for the self-esteem. Imagine a drug having you so addicted to it. Imagine being that addicted to something. You know what I'm saying? And then to the point where you can't even get high no more. Now you're just going through hell. And there's many drugs like that out there, and so that it leaves the kids at a disadvantage, but that don't mean that they mama gotta be sad about that. If you want to help, if you love your baby daddy, that's understandable. If it's not completely dangerous to the point where, you and the kids are in danger or whatever, and you love him, and he's worth something, about something, you know what I'm saying? But if it's this person that just like literally is ruining your life, ain't doing nothing, don't, come on now. You got to understand that okay, everybody don't have to come up out of that, but it's people that do want to, and they are looking for guidance, and they need the truth. They need the truth. I'm gonna tell you the reason why they all going through it is because they generationally cursed, and they're under black magic. And you would think that a father would give a damn about his own children, but many of them don't. And they're very, very angry at the men that are there for their children. They're very angry. And I would be very careful with people like that. I would, and you know what? I would say that people like that need to be careful around me, for real, because, I'm not playing that stuff, because, I be watching the forensic files and stuff. Okay, I'm almost done I'm actually at the end of the movie of The Curse. I'm gonna watch some forensic stuff on It's a couple of new shows and new couple of new series out on Netflix that I've been watching. And so when you a parent that has done something for your children and you know that you are doing something and you're on the right path, then you don't have to sit up here and run around and you know, do some of the stuff that people have done. And we don't have to go over that. You know what I'm saying? But those men do hate women and children. And all I got to say is that it's just talk. You don't believe in anything a man, just don't listen to him. And you know what? They hate it. They hate when they get exposed. And they always do the same thing, but it's not going to make a difference. We have to speak out about this. Today was Sunday. That sun demon, it's not a sun god, it's not Ra. It's not, who's that other sun goddess? Is it Isis? Isis is a sun god. She's a more of a air goddess. Okay. So and so like I said, it's a way to protect your energy and to protect yourself from men like that, because usually these men have been able to ruin lives. They will ruin their children's lives. They will stalk them, make weird phone calls to them, disguising they strange people, because they have got to put that demon off on somebody else. And that's why, in the Bible, it says sins of the father. The children will suffer the sins of the father. But the father is supposed to have enough sense to not let words in a book, make him accept that. Your children don't have to suffer just because you fell short and because you lack resources. And your baby mama don't have to be on welfare for the rest of her life in Section 8 and food stamps just because you want to feel better about yourself as a man, and your kid's supposed to miss out on opportunities and inspiration tied up in this cloud of ignorance that you have put around your family. Stop it. And so that's why they can't stand me. I'm gonna tell you why they talk about me, and they talked about Jesus Christ too. They talk about me because I defile all of it, and they are upset about that, and they know that I'm very powerful. So don't hate me because you ain't me. Okay, that's all it is to it. And then also they mad because they're cursed. Big facts. Okay, because when I look, and they're nervous. They're nervous when they get real nervous when you don't say nothing sometimes, and when you get quiet, because you're no longer responding. It's like, first of all, but we will respond to the demon of poverty, patriarchy. Listen, you've got about a million witches all pointing at you like you have nowhere to turn. We have you trapped, and you ain't got shit on a woman. Okay. And that's all it is to it, guys. So don't be intimidated by stuff like that. You know what I'm saying? And so I'm gonna see y'all in a little bit though, because I'm getting everything set up downstairs with the altar. And so I'll be back way, 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 way later though. Way later. So I'll see y'all in a little bit. Love and light. Make sure that you guys get in Salwayne to protect you and your babies. Okay. For this Halloween. And then also I'm gonna have a like a special Halloween safety show for you guys, so I can warn you guys about all the goblins and ghouls that are out there, and why you need to be out there yourself. Don't get somebody else to do it. You go out with your kids and while they're trick-or-treating, and make sure that they are safe. Okay, so we're going to be doing all of that, and I have a lot of wonderful surprises coming up for you guys. And so I'll catch y'all later. Okay. All right. Love and light.